Going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And we had a pretty awesome day last night, video picks and in the Discord. So these were the picks last night. We went Alyssa Thomas over fantasy score 33. She had 44.6. A little sweaty, but she was balling in the fourth quarter. She had 18, 8, 10, 2, and 4 turnovers. Turnovers hurt the score, but she got there for us. I did mention she just has been going over every single time. She's been playing the links. And there was a little misstep in my reading. So I didn't even take into account that Marina Robbery came over. And that's why her line, she's been hitting this line 50-50. But, when the matchup's there, sometimes it doesn't really matter. And she went over for us anyways. Garrett Wilson's not until Thursday Night Football. So his odds have been ripping down. But I do expect that to change when the Thursday night. He's a dog. He's got a great matchup, so I'm not too worried about the line. Whenever I make picks, obviously juice the higher the number of the odds. It's what's most important for me. But I don't play everything just off odds. I also do research and read into the matchup and stuff like that. So even though his line has been fluctuating, I'm not really too worried about it. Dalton Varsho, he DNP'd. Thank God, actually, because I'm pretty sure that game was like 12-7 and like everyone was going over. So there's a good chance he probably went over because baseball is correlated. So if Vlad is having 6 HOR, like I'll show in another slip, it's more likely that Dalton Varsho gets on base and scores Vlad, or Vlad scores him, depending on where he's in the lineup. So the other pick was Christian Walker, 1.5 bases. He ended up homering in like the 8th or the 9th inning. So that was pretty clutch. I mentioned the match against Brian Feltner, so he actually went 0-3 against Feltner. So the read wasn't there, but he clutched up against the bullpen, which I did mention. Colorado's bullpen is terrible, and balls just fly in Colorado. So the home run helped us, and he cashed that for us. And then Cole Reagan's 5.5 strikeout. That means taco. Always take the tacos. I know Brianna Jones, the WNBA taco, chalked. But we'll get into that slip in a second. So Cole Reagan's a little sweaty, but he got there for us. So Garrett Wilson, whether he chalks or not, if he chalks, it'll be a 1.5x. If he doesn't, it'll be a 5x. So either way, second video of my channel ever, and we're giving out a free win. Can't be too mad about that at all. So this is the next slip I sent in the Discord. Thursday Night Football, Friday night college football. And Nerfy from last night, Davis Martin, Griffin Canning, less than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. That cashed. Nerfies are one of my favorite props. Just, there's always juice on them. And for the most part, they just seem to hit more often than other props. I mean, scoring runs in baseball isn't guaranteed, so it's just good reads when you have good matchups. Chicago White Sox and the Angels, two pretty bad offenses. So Griffin Canning can shove. I'm not too familiar with Davis Martin, but he got there for us anyways, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully we can sweat that one out on Thursday night. Another slip I dropped in the Discord. We went 4 for 5. So Bobby Miller, less than 2. I actually get into that again. I'm attacking this matchup again today for the Prizepicks slip I got for us today. I decided to hedge Varsho because there was good juice on Yovaldi, and he hasn't been hitting this line. And I wanted to correlate it with Vlad Jr., Vladimir Guerrero. He had 6, Yovaldi. So if a team is shelling a pitcher, there's more likely that he's going to get pulled out early. I think he went 4 and 2/3. So he went under strikeouts. Vlad went over. And then I'm not going to lie, DeJohnai was not my pick. I got this from another Discord I'm in. I just liked his breakdown of it, and that hit for us. So this could have been another 10x, but we'll take the 2x. 2x is profit. No matter which way you look at it, you can be mad that the taco chalked. Sometimes you're gonna get screwed over taking value. It is what it is. We'll probably middle the WNBA tacos in the future because whenever they drop a discount, the original line usually goes under. So yeah, man. So let's get into the Prizepicks slip for today. We're going for an entire game stack, so same game parlay. I didn't like the Prizepicks board too much. NFL has some decent value, but I'm not going to put out a video on a Wednesday night for Sunday Night Football. So we'll just go into this. So we got Xavier Edwards over, Connor Norby over 1.5 HRR, Kyle Stowers over 0.5 bases, and Landon Knack under 5 strikeouts. So like I was saying, for Nathan Eovaldi and Vlad, if a pitcher is getting shelled, it's more often that he's going to go under strikeouts. But there's another reason why I actually like Landon Knack's under, so we'll get into that. Let's pull up. We'll just go DGF first. Prizepicks. So we got Xavier Edwards here. Let me get rid of Xavier Worthy and all the other people. So Xavier Edwards over 1.5 HRR, minus 133, 52% chance to hit. DraftKings 1.5 minus 130, BetMGM minus 130, Fliff minus 140. So not a ton of books, but I am liking this play. Let's pull up Xavier Edwards on Outlier. So I'm pretty sure he's the youngest player either in MLB history or Miami Marlins history to hit a cycle. If you don't know what a cycle is, home run, triple, double, single, all in the same game. So it's kicking ball. Great baseball player, great young baseball player. I know a lot of people early in the year was riding his fantasy score. He was just smacking doubles and getting steals and stuff like that. So in his last 20 games, he's gone over 15 of 20. This is kind of insane because people like Bryce Harper, Shohei Ohtani, they don't even go over this line this often. So yeah, pretty impressive. Last 10, 6 out of 10. Last 5, 4 out of 5. Head-to-head, 2 of 3. And let's get into these numbers. So Landon Knack has never pitched against Miami. He's a rookie. But against righties, Zavi's hitting 338 with an 818 OPS. So OPS is on-base percentage plus slugging. And you can see the entire team has an advantage against right-handed pitchers. So you really don't see this too often where the entire team is better against righties or lefties. It's usually split. So that's number one to me. If Zavi gets a hit, that's already one, and there's a good chance that everyone else gets a hit. It's more likely they'll get a hit against Landon than they don't even have a lefty in the rotation, but like Blake Snell or something like that. So this is looking pretty solid on the season, 70%. So I mean, I don't know, man. I can't deny this. It's got good juice, good hit rate. So the number one thing I think about when I'm making a baseball stack is how can I correlate it with the other team? If Xavier Edwards is going to score a run or get an RBI, he's scoring in somebody else or someone else is driving him in, right? So that's where I went to Connor Norby. Honestly, the line isn't too great, but there's a separate reason why I like this. They're actually favoring the under by a little bit, but I very rarely ever go against the books, but this one is so tight to me, and I just wanted to fit in some correlation. I believe they're hitting pretty close in the lineup today. This is MLB RotoWire, by the way. So, yeah, so Xavier Edwards and Connor Norby are hitting back-to-back. You can honestly throw Jake Berger in this. He's a dog. But, yeah, so if they're hitting back-to-back, there's more likely of a chance that if Xavier hits a double and Connor scores a single, I mean, they both cash right there. So let's get into Connor Norby's stats. So he was a part of a trade piece from the Orioles, like a top 5 prospect or something. So he's got the talent, to come through at all times. So look at the last 10, 50%, last 20, 55%. Against righties, 70%, last 10, 9 out of 10. So like I said, this Miami team, they just smack righties. So I don't know what it is, but they're just smacking righties right now. On the season, 14 of 20 against right-handed pitchers, 19 of 34. So you can kind of see when he got to Miami from this day, he just been soaring over this line all the time. So, I mean, I'm going to pair these two up together and just hope the correlation works out. The correlation beats the juice over Connor Norby. It's 50-50 anyways, minus 120, minus 115. So, yeah, we're not getting as ton of value, but the correlation, if you put the same slip on a sportsbooks nerf the correlation more than Prizepicks would. So either way, we're getting pretty good value on that. The next prop is Kyle Stowers. So he was also in that Orioles trade, and this one's just for a hit. So Kyle Stowers over half a base, Pinnacle minus 126, one of the sharpest books in the world. They got the under at minus 105. So Pinnacle is one of my favorite data points if you're ever trying to make slips for yourself. It's basically like the grandfather of sports books, you know? Like, if Pinnacle is saying one thing and all the other books are saying one thing, like, it's almost like a go-to for me. Like, Pinnacle, like it's just so sharp, and that's was like a lot. It's like a reference book for these other sports books almost. So that's why I like using Pinnacle a lot. But you can see DraftKings minus 130, MGM 125, Caesars minus 135. So I mean, Kyle Stowers is looking pretty good juice wise. Pull up the outlier page. I'm in my car right now in Kennesaw State, so we'll just use my hotspot for now. See if that works. Sick. Okay. There we go. So, as soon as I pull up when I go from any, this dude cannot hit lefties at all. But when we go to right-handed pitchers, 22 of 37 on the year when he got to Miami. Looks like it started here, so he's been on a good stretch recently. Kyle Stowers against righties hitting 227, 638 OPS. So not the best in the world, but he's just doing better as of recently, so that should help in our advantage. So if Xavi Edwards and Connor Norby are both getting hits and the rest of the team is getting hits, that just means Kyle Stowers, who I'm pretty sure is hitting like 5th right now, 6th. So he might actually see 5 at-bats if this is a game for Miami. So, the difference between 4 and 5 at-bats is a huge difference in baseball. Like, that's literally 20% of an opportunity for you. So let's pull up Landon Knack, the last player of the slip. Under 5 strikeouts. I wonder if he's even still up or if he's gotten bumped down at all. So yeah, under 5. So Pinnacle has under 4.5 at minus 106. The rest of the books are like plus 118, plus 105. But let's get into why I like Landon Knack under 5 strikeouts. So on the season, or last 10 games, it's only 4 out of 10 on the season. So he's only pitched 10 games. But you can see he just came back recently, September 6th, 13. So this is only his 3rd start. So usually when that happens, he went 6 innings this game, 91 pitches. Last game, 64 pitches. So usually when guys are coming back from injury, their workload is decreased by a little bit. His seems to be like pretty normal, but you never know. But one of the main reasons why I'm liking Landon Knack under, Miami in the last 30 has been striking out at the 5th best rate, so like for the under. So they're one of the top 5 teams in not striking out. I know some of the top teams off my head are like the Padres, who are number 1, the Houston Astros. So the Miami Marlins are not a good team by any means. Like, they don't win games, but they're not striking out. And if I just pull up like his hits or earned runs, so right now in the last 30 days, they have the highest batting average, the 5th lowest strikeout percentage, the number 1 batting average balls in play. That's what that means. And they're 5th in hard hit percentage. Earned runs, if I pull up its earned runs, they're 5th in on-base percentage, 5th in slugging. So, you could say whatever you want about Landon Knack and the Miami Marlins not winning games. But as recently, they're literally slapping the shit out of the ball. So I'm not really worried about the record. In baseball, it's all about recent form, who's on a hot streak. And, right now Miami's just dogging. So I'm just going to go for a whole game parlay, Miami versus the Dodgers, and just ride that one out for Prizepicks today. There's not a whole ton of value on the board in general. DGF, one of the tools I use, it just points out value. So, you can go with this. You can go with some esports. But, there's just not a ton of great stuff out right now. Like Jose Quintana, yeah, that's cool, but there's a discount on Underdog. So let's get into that. So Underdog, I'm running Tanner Houck strikeouts against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay strikes out like 4th most in the league. And let's get into the other 2 picks. So if I pull up Underdog, holy, I cannot type. So they actually took this off. But let me see if they have like a payout nerf on this. Yeah, so the over on 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs 1.1x, and the under 0.88x. So you can go under fantasy score. Like that's what I would recommend if you're seeing this video late. Under 9 fantasy score is pretty good. Let's get into the reason why we're rocking with Matt Olson under 2.5. So he's under 6 out of the last 10 games. Last 20, 11 of 20. So I'm not going to lie, as a Braves fan, he's been heating up recently. So I was a little skeptical when I saw this line until I saw the head-to-head matchup. So against Jacob Junis, 14 at-bats. So in baseball, like that's a pretty good sample size. He's hitting .071. So I'm pretty sure that's 1 for 14. Like that is god-awful. So just against the starting pitcher today, there's a good chance he might go hitless against him. And that would just leave the bullpen. So I guess he's been hitting either the rest of the starters or the bullpen. All right, but under 4 out of the 10, like I'll still take my chances with that head-to-head matchup. And the juice, -9 fantasy score, like I said. That's still a good line to take. So I'm cool with that one. I actually took it for this slip. So I tailed Discord I'm in, but I added Matt Olson under 9 fantasy score right there. And then the other pick for this slip, Jose Altuve. I know a lot of people don't like him because he's a cheater or whatever, but you can see right here, FanDuel -145, DraftKings -130. So one of the things I like to mention is usually, you can think you know ball all you want. I watch a lot of baseball. I watch a lot of NFL. I watch a lot of NBA. These lines are so 50-50 where the only way to get an edge is attacking value based off the sports book. So you can think, oh, Jose Altuve is going to hit a home run. He's going to go over HRR. He's going to go over fantasy score, blah, blah, blah. But you don't really know until you see what Vegas knows. Vegas has they have better projection models. They have more money to put out lines. The intern's always a joke, but it's a real thing. They just pour so much money into making lines. So that's how Vegas is in business. And, they're just the ones to trust. Obviously, you can use your own self, knowledge, and that's probably the best way to profit. So let's go over 0.5 singles. You can see right away 8 of the last 10. Jose Altuve is one of the best contact hitters in the MLB. So against the Padres, so this is to just see bullpen and other matchups. 4 out of 5 on the season, 64%. So looking pretty solid against righties. Last 20, 12 out of 20, 7 out of 10, 3 out of 5. But one of the main reasons why I'm liking this matchup, you can see at the top screen on this side, Jose Altuve, 10 at-bats, 500 average, 2 home runs, which doesn't help us. But it's good to know that he's seen the ball out of Dylan Cease's hand pretty well. So knowing that, knowing the juice, knowing that he's one of the best contact hitters in the game, this feels like a good prop to play. And you can wonder, like, why don't you play like 3-mans on Prizepicks compared to a 3-man on Underdog? So if I went over to Prizepicks right now, went over to the board, and I'll just leave this here because I was trying to build a slip. If I put $5 on a slip, I'm only going to win 25 on a 3-man. If I go to Underdog, if I put $5 on a slip, 1 unit for me, I'm going to win 30. So long-term profitability, you're just selling yourself short playing 3-mans on Prizepicks. So you might as well just find a better value, or you literally just use the same line that's on Prizepicks on Underdog, play the 3-man, and cash yourself out for an extra unit. I'll give this one out too. So in the Discord, I gave out this tennis play, Marta Kostyuk. Not even trying to pronounce that name again, but lower than 20 games played. She hit that, and now we're just going to sweat out Colton Cowser for a base today, and Aaron Rodgers is a free square. So Underdog is giving out promos. So I will be dropping a Garrett Wilson slip in the Discord. They're dropping CD Lamb free square. They had a Gimme Pick free square. So I am running a free Discord right now where I'm posting all my slips. So you can see the Prizepicks slip, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Better, Dabble. I got some chefs in here. Octavio's Pizza, Black Jupiter, Downfield Dread. Those are all my homies who also know what they're doing. So I'm just trying to build a community of like-minded people who want to talk sports, people who want to gamble, try to make some money, have a good time. So if you're interested in anything like that, you can feel free to join the free Discord. I'll send a link in the comments down below, and you can just sign up, join the Discord. We'll be having some fun. So I hope to see you guys there, and that's it for this video. So appreciate y'all.